Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines and of course to Aavakis, or rather Avakin. Avakin is on Aavakis. No. I've been looking into a new series and the difference between Aavakis and Avakin is relevant there. Shush. Secrets and such. It all will be revealed in time. But oh my good lord. Avakin has seen better days, truth be told. Now, in this episode, I have mentioned that there are two things that I would very, very much like to do. And one of those two things is to set up a metro line. But before we get to that... Oh, is there a concert going on? There may be in just a moment. Okay, well, we've got seconds then to move this. Quite a few people pointed out that, well, you know what, maybe you should move that around, actually. And you are probably quite correct. Let's move that around, actually, and pop it over here. That way, all of the people, all of the students can actually just watch from their apartments. Though only the ones over here will actually get to see the screen. The others can just listen for free, which I think is just glorious. It's one of the best prices, frankly. Right, but we also want to add in a police path. I know it's going to mean that some of these places have to go down. And by some, I mean a few. But I think it's worth it. And hopefully they do too. Let's get a little curve right there. There we are, so they can walk over and enjoy themselves. And we'll pop down a couple of little odds and sods, mostly along the line of this path. The other areas, they're okay as they are for the most part, I would say. But I want the paths themselves to be fairly heavily decorated, because they're the places where people are going to be wandering. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's get some of the nice flowering trees. Oh, that's pretty. That is super pretty. Get another one there. Maybe one over there as well. Maybe a smaller one next to it. Let's grab a few more bushes just to tidy this little thing up. Again, we can imagine there are little park benches and things along the area around here, and it's actually quite beautiful. Yeah, that'll do. We've got a couple of oldie worldy lampposts. I like it. I like it a lot. Narnia style lampposts. There we are. I know. Obviously, that's not what they are. I don't care though. That's in my head. That's what a Narnia lamppost is. And all lampposts that look like that are Narnia lampposts. I don't care what the real name is. Actually, I do care a little bit. I care enough to want to know, but I don't care enough to change the words that I use. Right, okay, so that being done, next up then is to set up a subway. Now, how are we going to go about doing this? Well, that is an important question. We can unpause the simulation now. Because this is just, it's not good. There is no way that can be allowed to happen. So, how big is a metro? It's actually not a large building. That's always good. But could have it over here, perhaps? That might be useful. In fact, the line would be pointing in the right direction if we did that. Okay, I think that makes some sense. We're going to lose a fairly large building as a result, though, and that isn't great, but hopefully they can forgive me in time. It's my sincerest hope that they can eventually find forgiveness. Right, so that in place should allow us to get a train all the way over here, and likewise we want a subway reasonably close. Now, I'll just actually address one reason why I chose to put it there instead of, for example, there or any other place that I could have put it. And that's because this leads out directly to a pedestrian crossing, or a zebra crossing, as I have grown to call them. And likewise, one over here. So there's very, very easy access for my citizens to get there. Those who are coming in by bus can simply walk to the edge of the street, go across, and cross right there. I could even add another one in if I really, really wanted to, but I think that's good enough for now. All right, let's head over. Now, where would be a good place to pop the connecting station? Again, we want it really close to the bus station. Is there a decent space here that I could get you in? Sort of. I could get you there. I could get you over here, but I really would like the line kind of pointing in that direction, ideally. Can I not get it to rotate and hook up on this side? It looks as though I'm having a little bit of trouble doing that. I'm not quite sure why. But it does not want to link in that direction. Oh, there we go. Not exactly ideal, though. I'll be honest with you. Okay, well, let's have a quick gander. Why won't you link up in that direction? Well, I'm going to want to take this away, so I'm afraid you're going to have to go. The whole block has to go, because we do want a subway right there. In fact, I would go as far as to say we probably want a taxi rank down here as well. Let's go ahead and pop one in. Is there any way I can easily pop you? It really does seem that it just refuses to link up in that direction. How curious. How very, very curious. Well, I suppose I could put the metro over here then. Right there. Because I could then have the taxi rank right next to it. Not exactly ideal, I'll confess, but it does work in a way. Sure, alright then. That's not really what I was going for, but it does work, so we'll accept it. But there we are, we've got a couple of different connections now there. So, the next thing we want to do is, for the metro, we need to now connect the 2 points up. Actually, can I get over there? I can, and I can do it easily as well. That is a big boon. I was really worried about the river. Previously, in my City Skylines series, my first City Skylines series, had some issue getting the subway to play nice with the river. The rivers were a lot deeper, though, to be fair. Now, we do want to kind of turn a little bit here. Actually, let's drag this back a tad. We'll approach from the other direction. There we are. That's a bit better. There we go. Now, with that, we should be able to create a very nice curve all the way up. We'll have a straight line coming out to about there. In fact, we should be able to bring these two much closer together. Like so. And bring that one in a little bit more. There we go. And with that, we should just be able to connect up. Hopefully, it's not exactly as smooth a curve as I would have liked, but it'll do, I think. Right, with that, we simply click there, click over here, and then click back, and we've created our first line. It's a nice, simple line to reach, to connect Oldtown and Newtown. So once again, Oldtown, Newtown, Express 1. This one will, yeah, we'll actually go with the purple color as well. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect things. We might see a mass... I'm strongly suspecting I'm going to need to reduce the amount of buses on this line. I can already see people using the subway. That's fantastic. But we may find that we actually just flat out don't need this line at all. It depends. The subway is a very, very efficient form of transit. So we might find that people would much rather use that than... go for a bus between the two parts of the town. We'll see. How many people are lingering here? It looks like they are actually continuing to fill it up, which is interesting. Though, as we can see, it is starting to get a little bit less densely packed. If we bring up the overlay for public transport, we should be able to see how many people are on the station down there. Actually, quite a lot. Well, actually, no. But then... It looks less dense, but there's a much larger space for them to set up there. over here. Let's actually bring up the lines overview. See, passengers 28, okay. Let's actually see that a little bit better. Got 3 trains with a much higher capacity, as you can see there. That is glorious. And as for this line, let's see you. Okay. Yeah, we really don't need this many trains on this line. In fact, I'm gonna keep this line, but we just don't need that many buses anymore. I'm not even sure we need those buses at all. So we'll pull it down to 50%. If I can ever get it exactly on 50. There we go. And we'll just have 4 buses running that line. But I strongly suspect that is now completely surplus demand. We've got 6 people waiting down there. I don't want to take away all of the buses if there are people who still want to make use of this this route. We'll see. If we took this route away, though, yeah, you know what? I think we actually don't need that anymore. If we take it away, they'll simply use that anyway. So there we go. Fantastic. Our metro is already doing quite a lot of work for the city. Alright, now the second thing we wanted to do was set up a stadium. Now the thing with a stadium is it is going to take a lot of room, I suspect. Let's have a quick look at you. No, we've already got that there. Where are we? There we go. Now, how big is the stadium? The stadium is humongous. We could fit it in here, though, if we were very careful with how we positioned it. I'd have to get rid of the botanical gardens, though. Unless... No, I would still have to get rid of the botanical gardens, and I'm not sure I want to do that. No matter where I put you, you're going to be a pain, aren't you? Yes, you are. But if I could get it close enough to the terminal here, that would be a big boon. Because I can only imagine this is going to create an awful lot of congestion. Otherwise, also, this has an enormous effect. The noise pollution is gigantic. I'm going to need to focus this on an area which is not going to be affected by that. Commercial generally doesn't care. Alright, I'm going to have to drastically change this because we've got residential just over there. I hadn't considered that. For this to work, I would need it... I could put it there almost. It would be better here, though. It's somewhat close to the public transport. In fact, it's close enough I think they'd be able to walk it without too much issue. I could have it right next to the university. Or I could have it possibly even taking up a chunk in the middle here using this road. Okay, well, we're going to lose a lot of buildings with that, unfortunately. Several buildings. So, before we implement this, let's expand out our commercial offerings elsewhere. So that we're not completely damming this. Because Skaven Heights is going to get a massive upgrade if we do that. How big is Skaven Heights again? Skaven Heights will almost completely be absorbed by the stadium if I do that, actually. It might not be the best idea. That being said, we could move our IT industry over here instead. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so, as I was saying then, we're going to need to expand out our commercial offerings. So, to that end, let's go ahead and expand this out just about to there. There we go. And then we can have a couple of roads. And we'll have these as grass-lined roads. Again, I don't want too much parking going on around the shopping area. There we are. Now we'll build off a few blocks of shops around here, I'm thinking. Just pop that there for now. Now, we don't want it there. There we go, that's what we would like. And then we can turn that over into there a little bit better. Additionally, I do want to create a bit of a block in there. A little bit of an area, because we can expand out with a service there at some point, I imagine. There we go. And we'll have a wee curve just to link that up in a more elegant way. Now, ooh, oh no, the park with trees is on fire. Make sure the fire department has good connections to the area. Well, that is wretched, I must say. Please get over here. Where's my helicopter? There it goes, I think. I think it was... Or, oh, no, there they are. They're gathering water. And off they go. Okay, let's see how this goes. Wow, it's an inferno. They've put out that fire, but there's fires everywhere else now. Oh, how wretched. Here they come. Whoosh! Well done, little fire helicopter. Well done, you indeed. Okay, so that's that little problem is gone. Right, next up then, let's expand out our pipe infrastructure, because this area is going to need it. Unfortunately, this little area here, actually that wasn't too bad to connect up to. That may cause me a little problem. I'm not sure if it's going to show up on YouTube too much, but there's this tiny little area that may or may not have a proper connection there. We'll see. But as I was saying, as this is starting to expand out now towards the edge, I'm not sure if we want this to continue to be built up. This might function better with more low density. So with that in mind, let's start building that out with low density. We'll have some high density, especially moving back towards here, but some low density on the edges I think would be better. There we are. And all down there as well. Around here, yeah, we'll have a bit of a high street going on. Maybe even have some over here as well. But the rest here should be low density. Again, I'm placing this with a mind to the way the skyline will eventually look. Which makes sense, given the name of the game. Over here, no, these ones can also be fairly low density as well. There we are. All the way around. That should be fine. Down here, we'll have some more low density housing. And just generally, as it moves further and further away from this kind of central hub area, things will become less and less densely built up. That's the plan at any rate. Right, now that has completely bottomed out our desire for commercial, which is fine because we're going to be getting rid of commercial now. So let's get rid of you. We're also going to get rid of these offices too. Don't want them there. And unfortunately, I think some of you are going to have to go, but not all of you. So let's be a little bit more cautious in how we remove that. And over there as well. Because I don't want to take away the botanical gardens. I gave this to my citizens and I want them to keep it. What we can do here, though, is have a little connection up there, I think. Maybe even just straight across like that. There we are. That'll work a little bit better. Right, my police HQ does have to move, though. Where are we going to pop you? Actually, it isn't even police HQ. It's just a regular police precinct, I guess. We could have it over there. Sure. We'll relocate you. Now, this has freed up quite a lot of room in the middle here. So, time to see, can we place our stadium? We can. Ah, glorious. We'll even have some more room around it, though it is going to extend out enough to hit my residence if I place it too close. Let's really try to avoid causing them any mischief. So I'm gonna have that bang smack there. Oh, we got a performance going on. Sorry for my voice there. And we've got the fan zone over here. Let's have a look at you. Operating normally. Visitor last week 269. Tourist last week 51. How's this going at the moment? 739 of 1,000. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, what I wanted to do here, though, is quickly pop down more of a path. Straight through. All the way. Connect that up. Like so. This is a bike path. This is a regular pedestrian path. Okay, and over here. Oh. Sounds like people appreciated it. Did it go well? I can't tell. Let's go ahead and drop down some more. Ooh, that's a very awkward angle. Some more high density commercial in there. Okay, that should help out a bit. Now then, let's have a quick look at you. Okay, the next match is on the 10th of January. Having more audience increases the odds for the team to win. Make sure that you have good road connections and public transport options so citizens can arrive at the stadium easily. Okay, makes sense. What do we have here? Subsidized youth. By spending money on training young players, the team has increased odds to win. Applies to all stadiums. Costs 9,000 per week. Ooh. Multiplied by the amount of stadiums you have in the city. That's rather expensive. We'd also have match security. Hire staff to patrol around the area, keeping crime low. I don't think we really need that right at the moment. To make it easier for fans to get to the stadium, public transport is free on match days. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that one. We'll see how much that costs. Now, you can choose to customize the color of your team's uniform. Okay, we're going to go with the dark red. There we are. Team name, Aavak Football Club. Can we change the team name? I cannot see if that is a possibility. But we can see that we've got a couple of vehicles making their way over here. I love that ability. Pedestrians, private vehicles. Quite a few, actually, heading in here. Okay. Yeah, because it is actually getting up there now. Lots of pedestrians. Probably a huge amount making their way down here. Oh, do we have a bus stop just there? We do. Oh, that was luck, not judgment, I'll confess. I think we do, in fact. Yeah, we've got buses delivering directly from the bus stop. Oh, that's awesome. I like that a lot. Okay. Well, let's have a quick glance in here and see how many people we've got there. We've got... Oh, it's actually going up okay. Not terrible at the very least. Getting a lot of people filtering in. Okay. Well, what happens here? Do we... I think we make a bit of money if we win. I'm not sure how much money is going to be involved, but hopefully quite a lot. And hopefully we win by the same token. Now, should we drop down a taxi rank somewhere nearby? Might be an idea. No, we got plenty of pedestrian options for people to get down. I don't think we need a taxi rank there. I think that's generally going to be okay. Also, commercial-wise, we're doing quite well. There's a lot more of a demand for that right now. There's even a bit of a demand for industrial, but we do need to expand out our... Ooh, dear me. Another huge conflagration. Why? Where are the helicopters? We need someone to put all of this fire out. Like, super bad. Like, really super bad, actually. Okay, there we go. Helicopters are here. Whoosh. Ah, my goodness. They're just hanging around making sure. Put out the fire on the taxi rank as well. Well done. Well done. I approve. Hopefully that all of that fire damage will gradually fade away. Yeah, it's starting to fade now. Okay, well that was a little bit of a concern. Right, how's everything going down here? Ooh, have we got traffic lights there? We do. Nope. There you go. Move freely, please. I'll get rid of these along this route as well. There we are. Okay, well, Skaven Heights is... Well, I'd still like having the IT buildings there, honestly. But it is, in fact, time for us to have a watch of the match. Does it... What's all of this about then? Does it give us any... We're playing against Rockwood FC. We're actually almost at our capacity here. That's actually pretty cool. But it doesn't give me a play-by-play. Scallywags. I was hoping perhaps we'd at least see the scores. I guess we're just going to have to wait until later on. Okay. Right. Next up then, I think we do need to branch off a little bit more and have a dedicated district back here to industrial. And specifically to IT and high-tech industrial. So let's build something out. It can be a straight line up until this point. Then we'll branch it off. Something like that, I think we'll do. There we go. And on this side, much the same. Straight line down. Straight line across. And then we'll actually take this out and have a bit of a curve. I think. There we go. Now in this section in here, how are we going to build this out? Because I do not, cannot, will not, in fact, have a completely grid-based setup here. No, 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 no. We'll allow for a bit of a regular little block there, perhaps. Ooh, that would be nice. It's not quite what I want, though. Still, I do appreciate it. It looks quite nice to me. And what we can do along is have... If I can not make curves in the road, that would be great. Can we get this to... that does not work. I mean, it's my own fault. I could see it wasn't going to be a 45-degree angle. And so, you know, why am I surprised that off the back of that we don't have nice, clean terraces? Let's do something like this, and then straight up. That'll do. And we can just continue this line out. At least as far as that. There we go. And we'll have a couple of these rows for our office buildings. Down here, I'm going to connect up about there. It should do. We'll have a curved connection about here, though. Well, that looks okay. There we are. I think this is actually creating a nice little look to this place, honestly. I'm quite impressed. For here, we're going to do something a little different, though. Just going to bring that out. And we're going to bring this out to about there. Let's see about having a nice curve. Does that look right? No, it's a bit of a snaking curve, that one. So let's try and adjust that a little bit. I may have to make that whole road a little bit different. Let's bring you almost over there. It's a bit better. A little bit better. I guess that's going to have to do. That'll be alright. We can have some nice buildings in there. Possibly branching off. Maybe even a park for the office buildings. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and lay down some waterworks. I'm getting a little bit better remembering. Thank goodness. And yeah, we'll just take that all the way up there. This may be an issue. We'll have to see. Now then, do I want to make this all IT? Not specifically, actually. Oh wow, that damage there. It's taken a very long time to go away. Have we won? We did win. Marvelous, and we made 31,000. That was the ticket price, and won 140,000. Okay. That is... Yeah, alright. Well, I'll lay down the expense to train the local talent. That's going to be the sort of returns we see. Right, let's start popping down a couple of these then in here. And... Yeah, we'll just... Ooh, that's not exactly what I wanted. Let's get rid of that. I want to be a little bit more conservative of the way that I place down these offices. I don't want them all to simply grow up higgledy-piggledy. There we go. Over on this side. Sure, I'll get that in place. And next, I'm going to start laying down some pedestrian connections. Let's take off road guidelines. These connect up there. There's very easy access. And sure, let's actually have a bit of an interesting connection here. And then we'll have a little bit of a curve. Something like that. Yeah. And let's go ahead and drop down something nice to make this look a little bit more scenic. There we go. Scenic rock. Can't go wrong with scenic rocks. And then a couple of smaller bushes just following that up a little bit. There we go. Just kind of want to break things up here and there. Have a couple of bushes around the junctions and maybe a tall tree in there as well. And in my mind's eye, there's some seating options. Maybe even some sort of like little picnic benches out there as well. Just places for our office workers just to escape from the grind a little bit, you know, because especially in any kind of high-powered office job, it can be quite taxing. You might think, oh, it's all fun and games. You got this massive salary. The life must be great for you. And then it's like, yeah, but they're kind of paying for it in a different way. Yes, they're getting lots of awesome things right now, but yeah, their brain is slowly cooking. There we go. Not even that slowly sometimes. My brother used to work in an office, and quite genuinely, my mother was honestly really concerned that he was just gonna have an aneurysm or something. So he'd get horrible migraines. He basically like barely slept, worked all the hours, was loved by his managers, but it was like, yeah, this is taking a toll on you. You're doing an awesome job, but at what terrible cost. Okay, now I've beautified that. It's time to unbeautify it with a couple of additional connections just straight down there, here and there, just to make it possible for let's get rid of those, just to make it possible for my pedestrian traffic just to get down there. I completely missed it there as well. There we go. I think that actually looks quite nice. We'll pop that bush back in there. There, we hide the road a little bit, I think, and that helps things out a wee bit. We'll add in a couple of small shops on this side. There we go. Got a little one in there as well. And generally speaking, just to spruce the place up a bit, I guess. Let's go ahead and add in a fair whack of offices down on that side, though. And once again, a little path. But this was actually going to be a dirt path, just connecting that up. It's not actually a particularly well-used thoroughfare. It was never really intended to be one. It's just people took shortcuts, and eventually just kind of wore a path into the grass. And so we just kind of adopted it. It's fine. It's okay. You can keep using this as your path if you really want to. We even the city now maintains it a little bit since it's such a commonly used thoroughfare. Not that there's enough foot traffic here to really justify that, but it's fine. Do you want any more shops? Well, sure, we'll have an additional one just down by there. And then start painting this area out with more offices, I think. Yeah, perfect. Well, again, we'll leave this little area here ready for some services. Not sure what services yet, but I'm sure we'll have a couple in there. And that should alleviate some of our industrial requirements, I think. You know what? Let's pop in a plaza. Let's have a different type of plaza, though. We could have that one. It would definitely fit. Alternatively, I could put that one over here. Or maybe... Yeah, you know what? There will do a bit nicer, I think. Yeah, I like that. Once again, just a couple of trees. And some bushes for little animals to to scurry away from the over-curious workers and the office workers who want to pet the squirrel. There we go. Right. I'm not sure what I'll pop in there. Again, probably surfaces of some kind. I'm just not certain what surfaces yet. We are actually fairly low on our income, our tax income. But that is massively propped up every time we win. Have we won any more? No, not for a little while. The next match is in 2 months' time. That's fine. Ticket prices should be okay. Let's increase the ticket price just... Well, actually, you know what? Let's decrease the ticket price very slightly. That way, we're going to get more people here. Not that we really missed out too many, honestly. I think we did quite a good job. How are we doing back here? Oh, nice. You're actually getting a bit of extra popularity. I'm going to increase the ticket price for LaRue. Okay, so we have expanded out a bit of our commercial. We've expanded out a bit of our industrial. I think it may be time for us to expand out a bit of our residential. But which part are we going to expand? I think we're actually going to expand on this side because it's been ages since we've looked over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Draw you out to around... we'll branch off about here, I think. So there we go. And yeah, we'll just draw this out to about here. And then get an angled approach down to around there. Or in fact, we could actually take it all the way... No, I'm not sure about that one yet. Let's avoid it for a moment, shall we? Let's just draw out a couple of terraces in there. That one's a little bit too close. I'm going to put out that. There we go. Perfect. And then... we could build that out and then connect up. Should be able to find the right angle over here. Why is this refusing to be a reasonable line, though? Really doesn't seem to want to take a good angle here. I'm not sure if I'm doing something bizarre here or what, but the angles seem to be quite odd. That's wait, road guidelines. Of course, I'm a derp. Massive derp. Okay, let's continue you on down. We'll stop about there, then have a curved connection. There we go. I don't want you. And we can just finish off the connection over here. There we go. Right, and once again, we're going to use paths to effectively prevent any connection on this side. Because I want the... actually, we'll prevent it on this side instead. No. I think it makes a little bit more sense to have the connections on that around here, actually. But that does not want to work for me. Can't. See, now the road guidelines are causing me issue. Let's get that there. There we go. That's what we wanted. All the way down. And we'll have a little connection between these two as well. Okay, that seems to work for me. And then we can build these up. We're going to stick with the high density residential over on this side though. These ones can be actually corner shops. Though, do we really need to? Probably not. Do we want to? Probably not as well, actually. But we're going to have that. We're going to leave them there as is. Actually, over here, I think it would make a bit of sense to have another connection. So, unfortunately, we're going to lose two developed buildings there. But hopefully this will make for a bit of a better area. And I completely forgot to set this up first. My bad. Let me set that up. There we go. And we'll just connect this up there. I think we can have a little connection in there. Okay, that should do okay. However, I am noticing the water is not great. Garbage collection could be helped a little bit. Why is that? Oh, right. Okay. Let's MTO, let me just double check. Are we alright? Yeah, we're doing fine. Our capacity for crematoriums is immense. I could help that out just a tad bit more if I popped another crematorium somewhere around here. And you know what? Might be worth it. So, sure, we'll pop the crematorium just behind there. Just to make sure that we've got a good collection of hearses available to the citizenry. Health is generally not bad, but it could be a lot better, I feel. And I'm starting to think that maybe getting a large hospital would make sense at this point. So we've got two different types there. Hospital treats citizens who fall ill or have an accident. Each patient, I think they're just different skins. And the yoga garden and other such things over there. I think we'll go with a hospital. Now, it's going to have a massive patient capacity. So it makes a bit of sense for this to be perhaps around here. I think we may have just lost the match. Actually, there's many more citizens on this side. Okay, well, it makes a bit more sense to have it on a road that has a bit more of a connection. So I'm going to pop it there. That should help out a bit. As a result of that, I'm going to move this. Oh, actually, what is that? Where are you? You're a sauna, okay. Well, maybe we'll pop down a wee something over there. Medical helicopter depot? No. Sports gym? No, I think not. Community pool. We'll pop a community pool over here. So our students can keep active. Sure, we'll pop it right there. That should help out a bit. Now that, together, very expensive. Very expensive. We've got enough money to absorb that loss for a bit of time. There we go. That wasn't terrible. We did take a lot less there in tickets, but you know what? Now, since we do actually have this rolling, perhaps we'll increase it a bit. We'll just see how that goes. I wonder if this is as big as it'll ever be, though. Because at that point, I'm not even sure that I really want to be spending this much money. We'll have to have a look. How much money do we make there? An awful lot from Little LaRue. Wow. That is amazing. I'm hearing a lot of buildings potentially leveling up. I'm extremely happy with that. Because they pay more taxes when that happens. But there we are. I've got a large hospital. We should be doing okay with that. I don't think we're going to have any real worry in that regard. And average health is now at 82%. That is fantastic. Let's have a look at fire risks. There are still quite a lot of those, and it's going to remain a bit of a problem for us. Crime rate is still reasonably low, actually, which I'm very happy about. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Let's have a quick look over here. Looks beautiful still. Got a few abandoned buildings in here. Not too many, though, thankfully. But over here, ugh, that's just nasty. We are going to have to deal with that at some point. How about my other industries? Are they all okay? Actually, not too bad. The lumber industry, though, not so great. We'll see. We may have to address that in the next episode, but I'm fairly happy with the progress that we've made in this one. We've expanded out in a further office district over here. Still a little bit of room to grow as well. And I'm thinking we should branch off some rows around here just to complete this design around there, and then we'll see how we want to expand. But that's going to be it for now. I hope you enjoyed the episode. The Metro seems to be doing a fantastic job for us, and we are even now starting to win a couple of games with our stadium. I need to do a bit of new work on the districts and also lay down some expanded bus lanes, but that will all be for the next episode. So until then, and as always, do take care.